As most of you know, weather is one of our most important factors that we take into consideration as prescribed burners. So I know all of us have a huge interest in our fire weather outlook and what we have to hear from the National Weather Service. So I'm pleased to welcome Rodney Wynn. Rodney Wynn is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service office in Ruston, Florida, near Tampa. He has been at that office since 2013. Before working for the National Weather Service, he served in the U.S. Navy for 20 years as a meteorologist. He is one of 17 operational meteorologists covering West Central and Southwest Florida. On top of issuing weather warnings, advisories, hurricane warnings, and your day-to-day forecast, he also serves as a fire weather focal point and assists in training with fire weather partners across Florida. Welcome, Rodney.
Great. Thank you, Sammy, and everyone else behind the scenes for inviting me to this topic to speak. Can everybody see my screen and hear me okay? Okay, so good morning, everybody. As introduced, my name is Rodney. I'm one of the National Weather Service Office forecasts. I'll be covering the 2021 seasonal weather update and National Weather Service fire weather support services. All right, so these are some of the topics I'm going to cover: the yearly, monthly rainfall and temperature data, drought monitor and outlook, El Nino and La Nina outlook, monthly climate temperatures and rainfall outlook and departures from normal, wildfire outlook, the National Weather Service fire weather products and services, and I'll briefly touch on high split. I'm not sure how much you guys use high split, but I'll briefly cover that for a few slides. Okay, starting out, this is for the year so far, temperature and precipitation departures. The next 4 slides, in the top left is the normal temperature departures, and the bottom right is the departure from normal precipitation. So for the year so far, we're 1 to 2 degrees above normal temperatures over the year. Normal or slightly below normal rainfall for central and southwest Florida, and above normal for coastal and northern Florida. Okay, for the past 90 days, 1 to 2 degrees above normal, normal or slightly below normal rainfall for central and south Florida, and above normal for coastal and northern Florida. Okay, past 30 days, no change with the temperature, still 1 to 2 degrees above normal or slightly below normal rainfall for most of the Florida Peninsula, and above normal for the Florida Panhandle. And slightly below normal rainfall for Southwest Florida, and above normal for the rest of Florida for the past 14 days. Okay, this is the standard precipitation index, and just for reference, the links are at the top of each one of these slides if you want to reference this later on. But looking at the standard precipitation index, this is a standard index for measuring drought. We are slightly below standard for central and southwest Florida. This was through the middle of September for the past 30 days. Okay, evaporative demand drought index. Not a lot of concerns right now. We're in the yellow and white. So this is just an indicator of the thirst of the atmosphere and a preparedness tool for flash and ongoing droughts. Okay, vegetative drought index, as I showed in the previous slides, the Panhandle and the northern part of Florida has received the most rainfall so far this year. So that's putting them unusually moist and pre-drought stress for central through southern Florida. Okay, the latest drought monitor came out. As you can see out west, still a lot of drought problems, but for Florida and most of the eastern coast, we're not expecting any drought conditions at the current time. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about the El Nino Southern Oscillation outlook. This is more of a climatology parameter rather than weather, but it does drive what we're going to see for the next 3 months. So we have El Nino, which is common for more wet weather for the southern U.S., And then we have La Nina, which is common for a more dry and warm fall and winter for the southern US. So we are coming out of a neutral condition right now into a La Nina expected for the northern hemisphere for the spring or for the fall and continuing through at least spring of next year. Okay, so this is based off of one of the things that drives El Nino and La Nina is the sea surface temperatures in the excuse me, the Eastern Pacific. So anytime they're in a positive anomaly, as you can see in this graph on the right-hand side here, that's El Nino. Anytime it's negative, that's in La Nina conditions. So we're definitely in that parameter right now and expected to continue through at least spring and possibly into early summer of next year. Okay, so briefly touched on it, but this is kind of a representation of what the La Nina weather map would look like. So as I mentioned, the sea surface temperatures is one of the drivers for El Nino and La Nina, but it also influences the jet stream. In a La Nina condition, it keeps the jet stream farther up north, which drives most of the weather systems, keeping it colder up north and more wet up north. And then down south over the southern half of the US and including Florida, we see warmer conditions and drier conditions as well. Okay, so next couple of slides, I'm going to cover the 1 month and the 3 month temperature and precipitation outlook. The top left there showing a near normal 1 month temperature outlook for most of the Southeast, including Florida. And then precipitation outlook showing slightly above normal as we come out of the rainy season over the next month. Okay, this is the 3 month showing slightly above normal 3 month temperatures, as I indicated with La Nina conditions, and 3 month precipitation outlook is slightly below normal. Okay, moving on to the wildfire outlooks. These graphics are also available at that website that's listed above there. And there's links on our website that I'm going to show on some follow-on slides. But looking at the wildfire outlook for the next 3 months, October, November, and December, you can see some of the above normal conditions expected for the Panhandle and parts of the eastern seaboard for October and November, and then normal conditions for wildfire expected for December. Okay, this is a map showing the National Weather Service Fire Weather Program leaders and offices throughout the state of Florida. We have 7 that cover the state of Florida, starting in Mobile, covers the Western Panhandle. Tallahassee covers most of the central Panhandle of Florida. Jacksonville in the Northeast, Melbourne, located in the eastern coast, and I'm located in the Ruskin office near Tampa. And we have Miami down in South and Southeast Florida, and Key West has an office as well. Okay, so we'll go through a few slides here showing the National Weather Service fire weather page, and as well as the Tampa Bay local weather page. I'm sure most of you have at least touched on this a little bit, but I'll go through some of the more common products that you may use. So this is the weather.gov/fire. This is the overall national page that you can come to, and it'll bring you to the map there. It'll show any kind of weather advisories, fire weather outlooks, fire weather warnings, red flag warnings that may be pertinent to any of your area. And this map is click and drag zoomable, just like any of the other Google Maps that we see. Okay, so see other products there, the NWS radar, forecast, precipitation analysis, products that you can bring up. The Storm Prediction Center outlooks for fire weather, wildland fire, I showed you those graphics earlier, NWS hazards, drought outlooks, all those are available and updated on this website. Okay, now this is the local Weather Service office page for the Tampa Bay area. there's a multitude of products that you can get on there. I'm just going to basically touch the fire weather products that you can pull from our website. So this website is weather.gov/TBW. And then you can click on the forecast box there that's indicated in red. And then you're going to get another drop-down menu. You can click on fire weather. Okay, once you click on fire weather, it's going to bring you to this page. There's a multitude of products that you can pull. The spot forecast there at the very top, forecast products, observations, satellite, radar. And then at the bottom there is another link for some fire weather graphics. Okay, this is just the bottom half of that page. Okay, so now I'm going to touch on spot forecasting and requests. So most of you have probably dealt with this before. If not, I'm going to give a refresher and how to do this. So again, this is up under the fire weather page from our main page at weather.gov/TBW. You're going to click on spot forecast request. And then it's going to bring up this page here. You're going to hit request page at the top or the bottom. And just a note here, just looked a couple days ago, and we had done, this is just for West Central and Southwest Florida, just our forecast area. We had done almost 500 spot forecasts completed so far this calendar year. Okay, so once you bring up the spot forecast page, you have your latitude and longitude. If you know what it is, you can put that in. If not, you can use the map at the bottom there to click into exactly the area that you're going to be burning in. Okay, then you're going to put in what type of incident it is. Most commonly, it's going to be a prescribed fire, prescribed burn. If not, you can put in wildfire if it's a wildfire, or any of the other parameters there. And then you're going to hit generate a spot request. Once you do that, it's going to alert our system in our office that you've requested a spot forecast request. And then we're going to go into our system and make sure all the forecast parameters, temperatures, weather, cloud cover, mixing heights, winds, any of the weather that's going to impact your spot forecast, we're going to make sure that's up to date, and we're going to generate a spot forecast. Okay, once we complete it, we're going to transmit it. You're going to get an indication on your end that it's completed. You're going to be able to go in and view it. And with all the parameters that you requested, you're going to see this final product on your end. So this is going to give you an overall discussion of what's going on with the weather, and then today's forecast, tonight and tomorrow. So it's going to cover weather types, any thunderstorms, temperatures, humidity values, all the fire weather parameters that you're concerned about. Okay, this is important. We like to put it out to people. Again, we put out the forecast. Conditions could be very different when you're on the scene there. If things are different than what we're forecasting, or there's issues, or you need more information, if you go into this box and you give us feedback, we'll get a notification just like a spot forecast request is coming through to us, and we can adjust our forecast as need be. Okay, how to retrieve the LVORI, the low visibility occurrence and risk index. So this is, again, weather.gov. You can put in any city name and zip code and go into tabular forecast, and it's going to bring up there at the bottom all the fire weather parameters or weather elements that you want to select. If you just want the LVORI, you can select that, and then it'll bring it up at the bottom there. Okay, so again, we're back to the fire weather page here. So you can click under the forecast products there. I'm going to briefly touch on fire weather forecast that we update twice a day at 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. Again, this is our planning forecast. So this covers a larger area than our spot forecast. This is for planning purposes only. Say you're planning a burn in 2 or 3 days. You can go in and look at this to see overall what it would be for planning purposes. Note, this is not a detailed burn site specific. It covered an entire zone. So It could, if you're in, say, Polk County, you're going to get a forecast for the entire county. We do split it up between the coastal counties where we give a coastal forecast and an inland forecast, but it could be drastically different from what your spot forecast would be for a specific burn. Okay, just wanted to throw this in there. This is the Levorii. I'm sure you guys are well aware of this. You know, low risk is, you know, in the 50s to 60s. And then, or the 1s and 2s. And then when we get up into 7s through 10s, that's when you guys are concerned. I know we get a lot of calls for the Levorii from the Florida Highway Patrol. They're concerned with super fog during those, when those conditions meet criteria and when the smoke will be lingering for overnight. So Levorii, there's the table for that. Okay, dispersion stability indexes. Again, this has a lot of weather parameters that it uses. Transport winds, mixing height, cloud cover. So that's you know, the dispersion indexes there. Okay, and then this is the last topic I'll cover, and I'll just briefly go through this. Not sure how much you guys use this or if you run it on your own, but this is the website at the bottom there, ready.noaa.gov, high split. You can go into this, it'll bring up this page right here. You can go into run high split dispersion model, and then it'll take you to this, compute archive dispersion. Okay, and just like a lot of websites, it's going to bring up a click and drag map to where you can zoom in over your specific area, or you can put the latitude and longitude there at the bottom. Release type, whatever type it is, prescribed burn. We get them for, you know, if there's a gas release somewhere, we can provide a trajectory for that. Okay, so again, this is, if you give us the information, we can do it for you, or you can do it yourself. So either or. Basically, all we would need to know is what type of release type it is and where it's at, and then we could run it all for you and send it to you. So prescribed, or the meteorological file is going to be the current time of the weather data that it's going to be using. And then all this information is basically going to be put in there automatically. It's going to release time, whatever the time is, burn acreage, duration, you know, do you want it, runtime parameters for 6 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever that is, and it'll compute it to go out that far in time. And then the most common one we use is the Google Earth, the KMZ, so it'll display in a zoomable file that we can use. Okay, this just shows that it's computing. And then this is the display that it comes out as, and you can send it, you can view it as a Google Map KMZ file, which is click and drag to zoom on the map there. Okay, I know that was kind of quick. I was a little short on time there, but so this is just rehashing some of the fire weather support services that we have. Hourly forecast data is available at weather.gov/Tampa. We are 24/7, 365 operations. We have 122 offices throughout the country. So even if you're operating outside of Florida, there is a weather service that will be providing weather support for any on-station support. Spot weather forecast via the National Weather Service webpage. And we also have IMET services for large events. We do have a National Weather Service IMET. Rick Davis is the one that we have here, but a lot of the offices throughout the country have an IMET that can go and be dispatched to fire incidents. Formal requests made through logistics at the National Interagency Fire Center. And for short-term local events, 12 to 72 hours, our IMETs can be requested through the emergency managers or incident commanders. All right, and that's all I have for you today, and I will open up the floor for any questions or concerns or comments.
All right, thank you, Rodney. That was very informative. Okay, so let's go to our questions. What are your thoughts on the fire weather dashboard forecast, formerly Fire Poker tool, and can you compare it to the AM/PM product? And they say that I don't hear many people using the fire planning, using it for fire planning, but it seems like a great tool.
Okay, was that Fire Weather Poker you said?
Well, yeah, the fire weather dashboard forecast, formerly Fire Poker. I guess they renamed it.
I'm not really that familiar with that website. I would have to do some research on that one.
Okay.
I'm not that familiar with it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, I thought John Pendergrass in the past had showed us where we could basically click on, it's almost like an auto-generated spot weather forecast. You have the map, you can zoom in, and then you click on it, and it's kind of broken down into little square blocks. I don't know if they're, sections or something, but then it will give you a either tabular or graphic data for that specific area. And I use that a lot.
Okay. I can research it after this presentation's done and pop something in the Q&A about it.
Okay.
I definitely can find out about that.
All right. Yeah, I can forward you these questions and you can respond and we'll post it on the website. Okay. The next is, what is the equation for dispersion?
Oh, God. I will post that one in the Q&A as well. I'll have to look the specifics up on it, but.
Yeah, not to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah, equations. I wasn't prepared for equations and algorithms today, but.
Okay. Next question from Dean is, my cooperative station FL-VL-42 in East Volusia County has observed slightly below normal precipitation for the 2021 wet season. Nearly half, 7 inches of the June-September rainfall total fell in less than 2 hours during 2 distinct rain events this summer. The most recent event on September 20th, I observed 4 inches of rain for 40 minutes. Okay, Sanford reported 6 inches in 1 hour a day, 2 before my location. Okay, a day or 2 before at my location. I think a trough or post Ida that gradually migrated east into Florida the week following the hurricane's landfall was responsible for the moisture training through Central Florida. Training through Central Florida. Do you think these types of events will increase frequency due to climate change?
I can't say. I mean, we are seeing more extreme weather events. I mean, it all depends on, certain events, like he mentioned, it was associated with a tropical storm passage, and it all depends on the trajectory. Training storms can produce a whole lot of rainfall over a specific area over a very short time. So, it's just something that we're keeping a close eye on, as the years progress. But yeah, definitely, there is some more extreme weather occurring, but it's just something we're keeping an eye on.
All righty. Can a private property owner pull spot weather forecasts?
I don't. I'm trying to think if we've ever. Most of them are done through the agencies, our partners that we deal with. The Forestry Service is our primary one, but I don't know if we've ever. I'll have to look at that. I don't think I can remember that we've ever done one for a private citizen before.
Okay. All righty. I think that's all the questions we have for today. But I will go ahead and copy and paste these into a separate file, and I can send them to you, and we'll make sure we get those answers posted on the website. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All righty.